Hi, I'm Rita Wilkins, also known as the downsizing designer. So today I want to talk to you about something that many of you might be going through yourselves, and it's the physical and the emotional challenges that we face when we're downsizing, when we're in our 60s and 70s. So in my career as an interior designer, I've helped my clients upsize, right size, and now downsize. And moving, no matter, whether the house is big or small, no matter what your age, it's always a challenge. But there's something different and unique when you choose to downsize in your 60s and 70s. For one thing, when you downsize, it might seem like you're going backward in life, giving up something, but you're not. In fact, when you choose to downsize in your 60s and 70s, there are definitely benefits. You get to let go of a lot of stuff that you might have accumulated, all that stuff that was sitting in your basement, your attic, your garage for many years. And you get to live lighter with less, being less encumbered, so you have more time, freedom, and energy to pursue other things that really matter to you. So there's definitely life after downsizing. It's just the process of getting there, the physical and emotional challenges that you have to get through first. So like any other journey though, I can attest to the fact that it's well worth the time, effort, the blood, the sweat, and the tears. So the prospect of downsizing is at first daunting and overwhelming. You look around that big house and all of the things that you've amassed for many, many years, you have no idea where to start. And there are so many decisions to be made, like what to take with you, what to let go of. What do you do with all the stuff once you say, I want to get rid of that? And how could you possibly pack all of that stuff? How do you choose? And having just moved again myself last week to a right-size home in historic Newcastle, Delaware, I was amazed, I was aghast at just how much stuff I still had, even though just 4 years ago I downsized by 95% from my very large home to my tiny little apartment in Philadelphia. But even more amazing to me was how emotionally and physically draining it was, in spite of the fact that, as a downsizing designer, I was doing what I tell other people to do. I was very organized. I decluttered first. I had a plan and a timeline. And I tried to pace myself over a period of 8 weeks. I guess I thought it would be a lot easier this time, but it wasn't. So in order to help those of you who are considering downsizing or in the process of downsizing, I created what I'm calling hot off the press tips on how to deal with the physical and the emotional challenges that you'll face if you are downsizing in your 60s or 70s. So number one is to acknowledge the feelings that you might be having. So for sure, there will be stress, there'll be anxiety, there'll be uncertainty, and maybe even some sadness and grief. So if you are leaving a homestead after 30, 35 years where you've raised your children, likely there'll be some sadness and grief that you're experiencing from that. So another thing is just the memories, both good and bad, will be triggered when you start letting go of some of those sentimental items that you've been holding on to, those old letters, the photos, the memorabilia. But when you acknowledge your feelings and you realize you're in a transition period, it's a time of change in your life, it's also a milestone of sorts. So just acknowledge those feelings, feel the feelings, and then let them go. So the second tip is to focus on all the things that you're gaining rather than all the things that you might be losing or letting go of. So, when you're choosing to downsize, to live that simpler life with less, so you can have more time, money, and freedom for the things you really want to do, it's natural to think about the past. Where you raised your children, all the family events, the family parties, that you had there one time. But when you focus on the new memories that you will be making, that's when downsizing, really, you're really gaining far more than you're letting go of. So the third tip is to decide and stay positive along the way. So yeah, there are many, many decisions that you'll be making during that messy process of downsizing. But if you want to move forward, there's no room for ambivalence or indecisiveness. And yes, there is a lot of packing to do, moving to do, and it's easy to get in a funk, especially in what I call the messy middle. But don't give up. Stay positive and consistently keep moving forward. Decide that you are going to, make it, and the journey will end at some point in the near future. So just keep moving forward. The fourth tip is to get a team. So at this stage of our lives, it's almost insane to think that we could still do all of that by ourselves. Even though on one level I thought I could, I was so grateful that I had my team. So a team definitely makes it much easier. You get twice as much done in less time, and it's definitely much more fun. So I recommend a team who can help you sort, donate, dispose, and make decisions that they can help you and also do the work. So that's basically the decluttering process. And then I also recommend a team that will help you wrap, pack, unpack, and put away. Now, this was a gift I gave to myself. I didn't do that the last time I moved, and well, maybe on some level, but I did not have the unpacking assistance, and what a difference that made. The only reason that I was able to complete my move, unpack, and set up my new home in 3 days was that I had an A team working with me, and they played their A game. So I'm so grateful for Tish, for Macrina, Aiden, Jose, Mike, and Ray. They were my A team, and I want to thank them from the bottom of my heart. So whoever your team is, make a plan, be consistent, have them help you where you need the help, and a lot more will get done in a lot less time. And the last tip is to take care of yourself during your downsizing journey. So obviously eat well, rest when you need to rest, take breaks, take naps if you need to. Just keep mentally and physically strong so that you can, be on your A game throughout the entire process. And believe me, this was not all so easy. So I'm not going to say I was always on my A game, because I was not. But it's important to try to take care of yourself during that time. So most of all, have fun. So enjoy the journey, make it an adventure, because a whole new life is ahead of you. So, even though as the downsizing designer, I speak and write about this topic and decluttering all over the country, it's important to let you know that I too experienced many of the same feelings that you might be having on your downsizing journey. So by sharing these tips, I hope that I can make your journey just a little bit easier. Please feel free to reach out to me anytime at ritawilkins@ritawilkins.com. Please comment, like below, and subscribe to my channel. You can always sign up also for a 30-minute complimentary consultation by going to my website, ritawilkins@ritawilkins.com. I do hope this was helpful to you, and good luck on your downsizing journey.